You may find homeschooling fascinating, but wonder, how can I do it all? Mothering, homemaking, teaching. First, let's look at your why. When you live with the idea that you should see the end at the beginning of any endeavor and realize that life is a series of problems to solve, no matter what decision you make, you're determining what problems you face if you decide to homeschool or not. So, based on what the end result appeared to be, I chose to homeschool and faced more problems, worst case scenarios than I ever could have imagined. But I still do not regret making that decision to homeschool. The question was, do I let random people of unknown character influence my children for 13 years, for 8 hours a day? Or do we take that responsibility on as a family? You can expect problems no matter which decision you make for educating your child. Expect problems, but have confidence in your Heavenly Father to help you and guide you along the way, no matter what decision you make. So visualize, what kind of person do you want your child to be at age 18? Academically, morally, socially, what influences do the home and the school have? On a simple practical level, if you have seen any of the end of eighth grade exams given in 1931 that are on the internet and available for you to look at, you will be well aware of how low the academic standards have dropped over the past decades. But that's not our only reason to homeschool, is it? Do we want to turn over our children to the government for most of their time for 13 years, as I said before? Know that you can do better than that. Is education simply just filling a child's brain with facts and pressuring them to regurgitate them on a test? Or is the education of a mind, a soul of a person bigger than that? These are questions that we need to think about. And in the Charlotte Mason method, you'll find that her first principle is that a child is born a whole, complete person, and that the mind is the instrument of education, not the teacher, not the textbook. So, how am I supposed to do all of this, you're asking? How can I care for my home, nurture my children's education, and still grow as a person myself and not lose myself without feeling stretched or thin or constantly behind? So many mothers feel like they have to choose between focusing on academics or keeping a peaceful, orderly home, pouring into their children or tending to their own growth. Or when something slips or goes wrong, because something always does, guilt creeps in. But I want to challenge that idea gently. Mother culture, homemaking, and homeschooling were never meant to compete with one another. They're meant to support one another. When they're rightly ordered, they actually make each other lighter, not heavier. Let's start with the Charlotte Mason concept of mother culture. Mother culture isn't another task to add to your list. It's not about reading stacks of books or becoming someone else entirely. At its heart, mother culture is about staying awake to beauty, continuing to learn, tending to your inner life. Even small things count. Reading a few pages before bed, listening to beautiful music while you work, keeping a commonplace book going slowly, even starting a nature journal. A nourished mother teaches from a different place than an exhausted one. Next, homemaking is not separate from education. The home itself is part of the child's formation. Simple rhythms. We establish routines to keep children involved in small tasks so they feel important. Shared meals, orderly spaces, meaningful work, life skills. These things teach just as much as academic lessons do, especially in the early years. When we treat homemaking as a distraction from learning, everything feels harder. When we see it as foundational, a place where children learn real life lessons and skills along with building family relationships, instead of being stilted by not attending public school, children are lifted within a comfortable and safe environment to allow their minds to explore and question things and develop their own personal gifts. And then there's the homeschooling. And I want to deal particularly with the younger children, ages 3 to 6. Charlotte Mason's first of the 20 principles is that children are born persons. That means that they are due the respect of a mind ready to take in more than just facts. but ideas, connections, and all that life and the world has to offer. Habits, attention, stories, time outdoors, and loving relationships will accomplish far more than worksheets ever could. So, how do they all fit together? Here's the key idea I want to leave with you. When mother culture is present, the mother teaches with patience. No one can give from an empty well. Look at the preschool years as preparing yourself for the future years of homeschooling. When homemaking has a rhythm, the home supports learning. Establishing habits and positive character traits early will pave the way for a smooth ride during the school years. When the home is kept as sacred or the priority, as a stage for the atmosphere and discipline of education, then homeschooling can stay relaxed and purposeful, giving everyone structure with time and space to create, and then there's room to breathe. So take a deep breath. You don't need to master everything at once. You don't need a rigid schedule. In fact, the amount of daily time for your 3 to 5-year-old, you are nourishing a child's mind and heart and soul. In future videos, we'll talk more practically about creating simple kindergarten plans, following your child's interests, nature study, special books that I find wonderful, and beginning classical education without overwhelm. If this video encouraged you, I'd love for you to subscribe to my channel and stay a while. Yes, balancing academics, home life, relationships, possibly for some a job too. This will be hard. But if we consider what the consequences of choosing otherwise would be, surely they would not be easy either. I hope this rings true to you and you find this information encouraging. To thank you for watching this video, I have created a set of free pre-writing pages for you to help start your child on the path to writing in cursive when he's ready. Look for the link below in the description. And as a bonus, you can also download a free chart of the 71 basic phonograms to start you on the path to learning them to prepare yourself to teaching reading with multisensory intensive phonics. And this is known by a variety of curriculum choices, by the way. So look at the link below in the description and download that today. Come back for more about that later and other topics. Please comment below and let me know what questions or suggestions you have. And also, please share and subscribe to get this message to more young mothers. In my next video, I'm going to be sharing examples of some favorite books, living books, that you can use to place the bar high for quality of literature and help your child begin a love for learning. Join me for that. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in the next video.